Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So yesterday at the making this video, Kendrick Perkins, who is pretty notorious for speaking his mind when it comes to the game of basketball, has released his top 75 NBA players list ever. So all time, not just this season, all time list, right, man? Which I will say, I give him my full respect on that because it's very easy to just not post those type of lists, because no matter what you say and what order you have, you're always going to have a ton of people roasting you about it, because we always just view the game of basketball and have our connections to certain players and everything in a different way. So we're not watching this video here. I just wanted to give a shout out to the podcast that actually talked when we got the list. So it is the No Pump Fakes podcast. But if you click over here on this next link, man, we got Kendrick Perkins, top 75 players ever. So I have hardest control of my peripheral vision. So yes, I know that LeBron's over MJ, but beyond that, I have actually ignored the complete list, man. I don't know who else is on it. So we're gonna go through this. If you guys have any like outlandish or just like no, Kendrick, this is just completely wrong, let me know in the comment section below, because obviously I'm just one person. I'm gonna miss things here, but yes. So number one, we have LeBron James. Number two, Michael Jordan. Number three, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number four, Magic Johnson. Number five, Larry Bird. So that's the top five right there. We got Shaq, Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Kobe, and Bill Russell for top 10. Then we got Steph Curry, Hakeem, Isaiah Thomas, KG, Kevin Durant for top 15. Oscar Robertson, Julius, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Dwayne Wade. Then we got Iverson, Moses, Scottie, Elgin, and Jerry West. So top 25 looking like that, man. And I think probably the best way to view this is going to be kind of like in tiers. So I guess for the top 25, the things that probably stand out to me the most is, for one, obviously, LeBron James over Michael Jordan. Probably a lot of people disagree with that. I'm not really upset about that because those are the two guys we talk about the most. Now, my personal opinion when it comes to putting LeBron James over Michael Jordan is that I don't think it's really fair to do that quite yet, because the story of LeBron is not complete. Like, we know Michael Jordan's complete saga, and we know how, his career went. So I think until LeBron's career is fully over, it's hard for me to put him personally over Michael Jordan yet. We very well could get there, especially if he wins another championship with the Lakers or something like that, right, man? And then, I would say Larry Bird at top five. I respect Larry Bird as a basketball player, and I know what he did for the Boston Celtics and everything, and I just think that as we get more and more, and through the decades and stuff like that, he's fallen a little bit lower on my personal list. Like, I guess for you watching this, what has you having Larry Bird, 10 spots up over Kevin Durant, for example? Because Kevin Durant, if you were if you put him in the Larry Bird's spot, then, I mean, Kevin Durant, you probably talk about top five all time, right, man? So it's just things like that where it's like, that's like quite the big gap between those two guys. As far as having like Shaq and Wilt next to each other, I'm completely fine with that. I would say out of, them of Kareem, Shaq, and Wilt, I do have Kareem over those guys. I do think there's quite a big jump also between like Shaq, Wilt, and then like Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't know if I really agree with that. Totally speaking, you got Bill Russell. You got all those big guys that are relatively close. It doesn't really matter what order you have them, as long as you have them, really in like those top 10, 15 kind of spots or whatnot. Tim Duncan at number 8. I am happy that he does have Tim Duncan over Karl Malone. I think that's completely fair. Does he actually have Karl Malone even on this? Okay, he's Karl Malone at 18 with Charles Barkley at 19. So yes, Tim Duncan I do think is the greatest power forward of all time, and I feel like he's somebody that's very overlooked just because like Tim Duncan, they call him the fundamental, right? So was not always the most exciting guy to watch, but damn did he get stuff done, right? And then to the right side of my screen, you guys don't see it. I see a lot of like replies here and everything to the list, and one of the biggest concerns people have is having Kobe Bryant at the 9th spot. And I think the reason people get upset by that is because, Kobe is like this prototype 2.0 version of Michael Jordan. People like to do like the LeBron MJ comparison. I would say LeBron's more like Magic Johnson. So yeah, Kobe Bryant number 9. I mean, I'm happy he's in the top 10. I have no issues with that whatsoever. But people say it's like, like when it comes to Kobe, he's like one of the best to ever do it. So I'm not like completely upset about having Kobe at number 9, personally speaking, as long as he's in the top 10. And then, he's got Magic Johnson at 4, Steph Curry at 11. So I've kind of been like teetering between having Steph Curry over Magic Johnson all time, but I think it's the same case where I got to see the rest of Steph Curry's career play out before I really get into that department. But yeah, I think I'm taking Kevin Durant over KG, personally speaking. Love KG, but I don't know, man. I feel like Durant just doesn't really get like the respect he deserves, and people don't realize how great this guy actually is, and like his scoring capabilities and everything. So yeah, I'm happy he's got D Wade over Iverson. I will say, yeah, because when I'm talking about like top shooting guards of all time, for me, it goes Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I would probably say D Wade number 3. Iverson is one of my favorite players of all time. But I feel like James Harden is kind of right there too. I feel like James Harden is kind of right there. So for James Harden being the second tier, they got him all the way at 36. And it's hard for me to think like what, and I'm just being a realist here, man. Like, what's Iverson done that James Harden hasn't from a basketball standpoint, right, man? From a basketball standpoint. I guess the big thing would probably be Iverson did lead the 76ers to the NBA Finals, right? So maybe that's the big-time difference maker, which, I think for a top list, that's things you really have to discuss here. But yeah, so that's really enough for this tier. Second tier, we got Dirk, Havlicek, John Stockton, Giannis, David Robinson, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, CP3. So the CP3 versus Russell Westbrook is definitely an interesting thing to talk about. Have that be, CP3 as a court, as a floor general versus Russell Westbrook, a stats guy, right? So it's like, what are you really looking for in your point guard when it comes down to it? We got Ewing, J. Kidd, James Harden, Elvin Hayes, Bernard King, Tracy McGrady, KG, or I'm sorry, not KG, KM, Kevin McHale, Paul Pierce, Dominique, Gary, Peyton, Clyde, Melo, George Gervin, Reggie, Unseld, Steve Nash, and Anthony Davis. We got AD as top 50 of all time. Okay. I know looking at some of the comments over here, a big one was people saying like Giannis over Kawhi Leonard. I don't personally have an issue with that. Giannis, multiple MVPs, finals MVP. I would say like before the championship, I probably would not have Giannis over Kawhi Leonard, but I think with the ring in the regular season accomplishments, I would say I would be okay with Giannis over Kawhi all time. I have no issues with that now. You could probably also make a case for Kawhi, and that's completely fine. And then there's quite a few like old head players up in here where it's really kind of hard to like rank them because just like different eras and stuff like that. And then we got this final tier: James Worthy, Pistol Pete, Tiny, Kyrie, C. Webb, Rick Barry, Ray Allen, Dennis, Earl Monroe, Willis, Walt, Tony Parker, Grant Hill, Big Ben Wallace. Nice to see that. Penny Hardaway, Dwight Howard, Bob Cousy, George Mikan, Chris Mullins, Alec English, Mount Ginobili, Robert Parrish, Chris Bosh, Vince Carter, and Klay Thompson. So I think Klay Thompson probably could be a little higher. I do have Klay Thompson as a top 3 shooter of all time with Steph Curry and Ray Allen over him. But he's also got the defense. But I guess Ray Allen at 57. So yeah, that's probably okay. I like the respect of Big Ben Wallace having the defensive guy up in here, man. But yeah, so I'm looking over to the right side here. People are saying Larry Bird top 5 is laughable. Vince Carter at 75 is crazy. A lot of comments about Kobe Bryant. Somebody said Tim Duncan better than Kobe Bryant, ? Somebody said Giannis better than Tim Duncan. I don't know about that one. Somebody said where's Russell Westbrook? He's on the list. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Like overall, there definitely is flaws with the list, but it's his own personal opinion. You guys let me know in the comment section what you all think here, man. Yeah, I think I gave enough opinions about it, man. But that's all we got. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.